Coming to you from the historic Hart Building in Marysville, California, in Studio 93, In the Tank with Fish, with your host, Bob Fischetti.
All right, here we are with another exciting adventure of In the Tank with Fish and Kelly. And Kelly's not here. So this time I won't make fun of her like I did last time, like she's baking bread or something. But she's actually at an event with her son. What a great gal. So she's supporting him, and they're probably having a great time and eating Cheetos. I'm sure, something like that. Anyway, I always say this, like, subscribe, share, so you don't miss an episode of In the Tank with Fish and Minnow. But today I got a special guest. I just met this gal, and she is beyond lovely. You guys are going to love this one. So I'm going to be right back, and then I'll figure out what it is I'm going to do then. 93Q Radio was an opportunity for what's called an LPFM to give the community a voice.
The big part of what's happening here is it's us. It's the community of us.
The work that Mr. Fischetti has done with us to promote public education has been absolutely groundbreaking.
They have the pulse of our community, from the nonprofits to the local governments. If you want to find out what's happening in our community, get on board with 93Q.
And 93Q does so much to help our community, helps us promote our local events, as well as local businesses, and tell our story about what we do here in Yuba-Sutter.
The folks that work here, they're part of our community, so they understand our needs, and that's important.
Local radio is so important. During times of emergency, they're there. We lean on them to provide information to our public.
My wife and I are glad to support 93Q. We're going to do it on a monthly basis, but I really recommend that if you want to make your community better, this is a great place to take a first step right here.
So if you can, reach deep in your pocket and give to 93Q.
93Q is a great partner for law enforcement, and they're a great partner for the Yuba-Sutter area.
We're really asking people if you can give $10, $15, $20 a month, and then that enables us to continue to put small business spots on the air, nonprofits, organizations that are they're using every dollar they got just to operate, and they don't have extra money to spend on really promoting their cause. And that is why community radio, to me, I'm grateful to be part of it, and that's why it's important. All right, we're back, and today my guest is Amanda Husted. Did I get that right?
Husted, tomato.
Is it Husted?
Husted.
See,
You're almost there. Almost there.
See, now Kelly is going to laugh because I always give her the name wrong, or not intentionally, but she'll get it. So she's going to get a kick out of this. Way to go, Fish. You're a winner. And so anyway, but I met you because you came in to talk about, who were you with? You were...
I was with, it was Yuba-Sutter Recycling. They have to do with tires. I was in the building to discuss tires and what we can transport with SAYlove and not transport, and how can we be able to transport more. So yeah, we had a meeting in the building.
But you are now the face and voice of SAYlove.
I am.
That is crazy. All right, so we'll get to that, but I'm just trying to remember how I met you. So did you grow up here? You a local girl?
I'm a local girl. I'm from Live Oak.
Whoa, really?
I am.
Yeah. So did you graduate from Live Oak High?
I did. Wow. Class of 05, Live Oak Lions. Grr.
So did you, do you live in Live Oak now?
No, I do not. I live in Yuba City.
Oh, you moved to the big city.
That was my goal. That literally coming from 8566 Township Road, I wanted to move to the city, Yuba City.
That's funny.
Seriously.
That is funny.
And I did.
Well, it's like I've lived in big cities. I was born in Brooklyn and raised in St. Louis. And so it's like I've been in the big city, and it's fine because there's always stuff to do, right? Mm-hmm. But there is nothing like living where, if I want a nice restaurant, we got it.
We do.
Right?
We do.
We got great theater. We got stuff, right? But we just don't have snow.
No, we just have to drive for snow.
Yeah, it's like my family had always asked me, "Hey, don't you miss the snow?" I'd say, "No, California's got this really great idea, right? You go down to 7-Eleven, you get your snow with flavor in it."
Oh,
right?
yeah,
It's like,
snow
right?
cone.
You don't have to push your car out of it. You don't have to shovel it. It's just there, right? And so what was it like growing up? What was like 13-year-old Amanda like?
13-year-old Amanda was trying to figure herself out. Being a young lady in a small school, I was just surviving. It was 13. It was fun, very humbling. Grew up with 13 channels on the TV. Dad would say, turn the router so we can get reception. It was really nice. I grew up in the orchards, running around, having a good time. Yeah, it was different. When kids were in town talking about the latest movie or show that was on TV, I didn't know what they were talking about. We had VHS and, a part of that. But it was really humbling growing up in Live Oak.
So it was more rural for you, not even city of Live Oak. It was more rural.
No, we were on the outside. We had our own gardening. If we got a moon pie or a snack from town, that was amazing.
A moon pie?
A moon pie.
Nobody ever talks about moon pie.
That was a treat. That was a treat, and I didn't realize what we had growing up. And we had this huge garden with everything you could imagine in it. So we just go out and pick our produce. So it was amazing. Like I said, it was humbling growing up that way.
Yeah. Yeah, so I have to ask, since you know about moon pies, did you ever take an RC Cola and put peanuts in it?
I like a good Coca-Cola with peanuts in it. But yes, yes, I do.
We're like instant friends now, Amanda.
That is yummy.
My kids laugh at me. They said, "Dad, why would you do that?"
Oh, so wonderful.
So good.
Oh, it is.
I didn't have it in Coke. I'll have to try that. We always used RC Cola. I don't know why.
I'm bad.
Probably because that's what we had back then.
I love Coke. My son loves RC. I'm like, this is so bad, but it's so good.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you that's a healthy thing, but
no.
It might be slightly worse than moon pies.
Might be. But if that's my bad habit for the day, I'm like, hey, one Coke a day, it'll keep me sane, everybody else alive.
My sister, one of my youngest, there were 7 of us, and she was the youngest girl. And Cookie, she would have every day. She'd have a Suzy Q and a Pepsi.
Oh, wow.
That was her breakfast.
Double dipping.
And even when she was an adult, that was like she always had the same thing.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know if that was healthy for you or not, right?
And to clarify, it is not a Diet Coke.
No.
It is not a Diet Coke whatsoever.
It's the real deal.
It's the real deal.
So what kind of thing did you get involved in high school? Were you
in high school, I did a little bit of everything. My parents made sure that I did a little bit of everything. I had a rough go my sophomore year. I dropped out. My parents were getting divorced.
Oh, God.
So I was like, you know what? They're giving up. I don't want to be at school right now. So I dropped out. Ran around a little bit in town, because I'd never been in town.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't for me. I'm like, I get straight A's. There's no reason why I shouldn't be in school. So, it took me a year to get my stuff together. And I did ROP cosmetology, went back to Yuba College while I was still in high school. And then I went back my senior year and I graduated with honors and went on to Yuba College again. Yeah. So
what did you go to Yuba College for?
So I went to Yuba College for a trade, a couple different programs. I went in there for the EMT, and then I did some dialysis training as well. So then I got hired on full time into dialysis. So that ended up being my career for almost 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a tough career.
Yeah.
It was probably taught me the most of my life.
Yeah. Yeah, you learn a lot when you're in certain occupations.
It was different. I mean, give me a room with 25 machines, 25 people, blood's coming out, blood's going in. You know what? Turn off the electricity. We got to hand crank all the blood back. Sitting, standing blood pressures. You had crit lines. Sometimes we had blood transfusions going on. That was my jam. Critical thinking. It was an amazing job, but I didn't have weekends. I didn't have time with my family. It was boom, boom, boom. Everything was down to the time. And then it got really, really rough. Everything was a number, the number of patients that were sitting in the chair to the number of hours of the technicians and nurses working. So it's like, we need to count how many patients, we need to send people home. And then I became a preceptor in my 20s. So I'm training these women that are probably been in the business longer than I am old. So it was a tough job, but I really enjoyed it. I still enjoy it. I haven't been there in over 10 years. So I could imagine the advancements in the medical technology.
Yeah.
COVID hit them hard. I do follow still. That is a passion of mine. So that was me after Yuba College, working, feet to the ground.
So were you an only child?
I have a brother. That is 15 months older than me. So it was like my twin brother. Side by side.
Yeah, I have two boys and they're like, I think 18 months apart, but they're, when they're little, that's a big deal.
Yes. My mom loved it though.
But yeah.
My mom loved it. I just remember her taking us everywhere like little twins. Yeah, it was a good time growing up.
She didn't
Good
dress
memories.
you alike.
Sometimes she did. Oh, she did. Oh, she combed our hair to the T.
I want pictures, Amanda.
They're there. They're there. Trust me. We had a lot of fun growing up. A lot of fun.
So you ended up really, in a way, kind of going out on your own.
Oh, I did.
I
did.
And it was like, okay, it's a great big world out there, but
Scary.
yeah.
Yeah.
But had to be parts of it and stepping out that you feel like, and you kind of mentioned it, like with the dialysis, it's like there were certain elements of your life that just kind of grew you up. You had to face reality, and being a child when parents divorce, that is a rocker. That is just a rocker. My parents didn't divorce. My dad passed away when I was 12. And it's just like your whole world changes, right? But the world goes on, and you have to as well.
Oh, absolutely.
And so that's why when you said, well, yeah, I just kind of did what I did for a year and then realized, man, I got to go back to reality now, right? I got to go back and do, regardless of what the world dishes out, I still got to go forward.
Oh, yeah, pull reins.
Yeah. And so now I know that you ultimately ended up, so you got out of doing the dialysis. Where did you go there?
I went to Sutter County. I had been trying to get a position with them for 3 years because I wanted the Monday through Friday, weekends off.
Normal life.
Yes, and good benefits at the time. So I got hired on as a journey level medical clerk, and then I went throughout the clinics. I started off in adult department, then I went to the quality assurance, and then I ended up in the youth department. And all that, I believe we did go through COVID, and that was an eye opener for me. Just seeing everything was affected, from the employees to our patients to the way things were ran. And at one point in time, I was mandated to get a shot, and I refused. That was just my opinion. I didn't want that. And I just don't like being told what to do. So when I'm having to be told what to do, and I was the one person out of a couple hundred that was choosing not to, I had to step up a little bit. I'm like, I'm choosing not to for my reason, but I respect yours. And I maintained my position. I didn't quit. I didn't transfer. I held on to threads. And then I didn't like that feeling. So I was like, you know what? It's time for me to branch out. So I'd gone back to school, and then I went back to school again for real estate, and, working an 8 to 5 in an office. I really wasn't out there to, talk to people, get my clients. So I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I'm going to leave or not. And, I'm going through a divorce myself. So I was really secure. I'm typing on my computer.
Whoa.
I was going through my own.
You did? Okay.
I did. Unfortunately, it's nothing to be congratulated over.
Yeah.
It's, unfortunate event. So, I'm typing away, Jeff Stevens, I'd been volunteering all along, right for about 4 years. He's like, hey, you should come work for SAYlove. We're at the point, the capacity where we need help. And I'm like, typing away. I'm good right now. I don't know if I want to venture out. But then I also know the feeling I'm feeling of all this COVID going on and wanting to do something more.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I have a little desk at Century 21. My CEO, my manager allow me to work out of that. I'm like, all right, Jeff, I will. So I used up all my vacation time with the county, and I gave my 2-week notice, and I was out, and it felt so good. I was out, and it was a whole new world after that, a whole new world of really seeing what goes on behind the scenes of Sutter and Yuba County. And I'm addicted now. I'm hooked. It's what I'm going to do probably for the rest of my life, is be involved in our community, because what I've realized is we have a big say in what happens in our community if we don't put any effort in it.
We do, more than people realize.
Oh, yeah, and together even more, unity. So just watching that, I mean, it gets chaotic, it gets hectic. I tell everybody I'm 1099 serious, like there's a whole other level to that. But it's an amazing thing what we have in our small little community. We may gruffle every now and then with people. End of the day, though, we all have the best intentions, and we'll fight to the end. Sutter and Yuba County, we love it. We love each other. It's just amazing.
There's been and I really can't explain it, okay? But 10 years ago, I was on commercial radio. I was on talk radio, and had an opportunity to do a community radio. So I went back to college. I was with the Guard, so they paid for me to go back to college.
Nice.
And I'm like... So I took a class on researching what an LPFM is, a community radio station, what it is. And it was an idea of John McCain, Senator John McCain. He fought because he said commercial radio will go in the area and they'll buy up all the airtime. So the people don't have a voice anymore. And I had been around long enough to hear in the area. I was a pastor. I mean, I knew these are great people. Like this this doesn't happen everywhere.
No.
Right?
Oh, no.
And I've lived a lot of other places. So having that opportunity, I want to do this. So like I said, the mandate was to educate and inform, to give the people a voice. Mm-hmm. So then I ended up with this podcast so I could give Amanda a voice. Right?
I like that.
And so the idea was that you get to hear that. So when you were talking about that, it's like something happens when you embrace, I like it here. Mm-hmm. Now, I may want to change jobs, or I may want to do something new, or may decide I'm going to learn to ski this weekend, right? Probably not. I already did that. But do you know what I mean? And so I can hear that in your voice. So something happened that I told him, man, I'm in the right place. And then Jeff asking you to come do SAYlove, that must have been just over the top. It's like, really? I get to do this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, at first I really didn't know. And my friend had come from the American Heart Association. She's like, you do not know what you're getting into. She's like, fundraising. You don't even know.
Oh, there's a lot. Yeah.
Oh, grant writing, you name it. And she's like, do you really know? I'm like, no. We're going to figure this out, though. And I had an idea, I took some courses before entering the realm because I needed to know proper stewardship, how to handle a nonprofit, how to navigate public speaking, which I still don't like, all of that. So it was definitely, I had to really mold myself around what needed to be done. And it was amazing. It was amazing what we could accomplish. So
when you were doing real estate, were you doing that while you were doing other things?
Oh, yeah. I've always had two jobs. I've always had dialysis always overlapped. Sutter County overlapped my real estate. And now there's no overlapping. I have my own S corporation, my own business, Sutter Yuba Consulting. Because people are like, how do you do what you do? Are you part-time this? I'm like, when you're 1099, there's no part-time anything. Like, there's not. I'm a worker, 100%. I got my own benefits to pay for. I have my own accounting. I do my own job, So it's a 16 to 20-hour day sometimes, very easily.
Yeah.
2-3 jobs.
Yeah, there is no. I tell people I'm careful because if I go home and sit down, I'm done.
Yeah.
Once I sit down, it's like, but if I keep moving, next thing I know, oh man, it's 11 o'clock. I got to get up at 4:30, right? It's
I know how that goes.
You know what I mean? So, but there's so much to do. It's a great big world out there. And even in our little community, there's so much going on all the time. People tell me, well, I can't find anything to do.
Oh.
What do you live under a rock? And it's like, are you kidding me? We were just talking this morning, announcing different stuff on the radio. And do you know how many different events are going on May 3rd? Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
There's a few, definitely.
Yeah, and it's like, that's what happens around here. So there's always something to do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There really is.
So I have to ask, because you mentioned that you had gotten divorced, which, sorry that happens. Yep. I really am. Mm-hmm. It's like, but did you have children?
I did. I do. I have a 17-year-old son.
What?
I have a 17-year-old son.
I'm about to ask you how old you are.
Oh,
You got to
no,
be
no,
kidding
no.
me. You got to be.
I
You have
married
a
young.
17-year-old son?
I do. He's my young man. He's my pride and joy. He's my king.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
Yes, it was a rough patch for us. It really was, and he's come back around. I love him. I'm trying to raise him because I know at some point he's going to be someone's future husband.
Buddy, that is my remark to all young people. It's like that get married and have kids. I've done marriage counseling for 30 years, right? And it's like, look, those kids are going to end up marrying somebody, right? And so the more that you can put in their bag that they know how to deal with, hard things that happen in life, right? We're all going to have something, right? The better they're going to be at it, you know. That's good, man. Hooray for you.
He's amazing. He is. He could see when I come home from a long day or even midday. He's like, go sit down, Mom. I'll make something. I got this. And I'm like...
Have you ever seen that commercial? They play it around Christmas time. And unfortunately, they got these commercials. You don't know what they're about, but they got a story. And it's the kid, he's home, and he's all by himself. And he's like looking at the tree, and it doesn't have anything on it or whatever. So he takes some of his stuff and sells it and buys this stuff, like to make a gift. And then here his mom comes in, obviously from work. Right? Aww. Just dragged out, and he gives her the gift.
I don't remember. I'm thinking of Home Alone when you're saying this.
I don't know what the
but that
he's
sounds like
he's a
it would
grown
make
man.
me cry if I saw it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like they do that. Then you go, what was that commercial for? You know. Aww. But that reminded me when you said that. I thought that's the way it should be. You know, and and you're learning the process, and so you don't always. Life doesn't always give you. It doesn't always go your way is the best way to put it, but you can learn to navigate life.
Oh, you can. You can.
And when you go through something, I think you're better equipped to help your children, to help others. You know, it's like, look, I know that happened, but there is another side. There is a future, you know, and so you can kind of help them through that. So does he do good in school?
Is very good in school.
Good. Is he in sports or anything?
No, he is more of the hunter-gatherer outdoors. He's actually, he wanted to do half day at school so he could work the other half. So I have him working for me. So he does my data entry. He does SAYlove work that I have him do, you name it, painting, just learning life skills. I'm trying to get him to go into, register into school, Yuba College. And he's like, no, Mom, I'm going to be a Marine after school. I'm going to be a Marine. I'm like, all right.
You know, it's a certain breed. I got drafted.
Okay.
Yeah, I left home at 15, lived with whoever I could so I could graduate high school. And then I got drafted, but I had already enlisted. And so I ended up going in. And the military, I am very pro-military. It's so healthy. And I understand the risks. You know, you sign up, you get it. Yeah. When you signed that paper, you basically said, you own me.
I tell him that. I'm like, you don't even like me telling you what to do. They're going to tell you every day how to make your bed.
Oh, yeah. Much more than that.
Oh, I'm sure.
But it's a you know, I look back and I think, man, we were just kids.
Yeah.
It was during Vietnam, and we were just kids. We didn't know.
Brains weren't even formed yet.
No.
They weren't developed that way.
Like, yeah. And
little babies.
But it's a controlled environment that you can mature in to some respects safely. Mm-hmm. Right. And so I think I would probably be one of those that say, I think every young man and young woman should do 2 years in our military, or at least some sort of service to the community.
Engagement. I agree with some type of civil engagement.
But I also know there's a difference between the way fathers look at that and the way mothers look at it. Because moms, man, my mom, she was not thrilled. And all of us boys went in. Every one of us enlisted.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm planning. I'm like, where do I got to buy an Airbnb so I can be there with him? Where are you going to be stationed? I'll find some property over there. Oh no, I'm already like he wants to move on. Oh yeah, no, it's already in the process.
Yeah.
So I'm taking all the time that I can spend with him. I really am, and it's learning. And for the first time, Saturday, I drove him where I used to live in Live Oak. For the first time, and we're driving out of township in Live Oak. He's like, now I see. I'm like, see what? He's like, now I see why you like orchards and dirt. And, I'm like, yeah, I'm not a town folk because you guys are different. No, I'm just kidding. But no, he actually I saw him see that. And then he said it. He's like, now I see. I'm like, this is humbling, right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. It was just amazing to take that drive and show my son where I grew up, how I grew up. And this is, eventually I want to revert back to the country and be there. That's my area.
Yeah. Yeah, I took my boys back to the home that I grew up in, and my dad had moved us outside of the city, and they went and they said, all of you lived in that house?
Yeah.
Because the houses were, the GIs that got out of World War II, they bought these little tract homes in these suburbs. And it's like, it was 3 bedrooms, but the bedrooms were like as big as that table, right? They were just like really small. We're all crammed in there. And so, I had to tell them the story. All us boys slept in the same bed. Right? I mean, just the way it was. The girls slept in their bed, right? 3 bedrooms, too many kids, right? Yeah. Yeah, and there was 4 of us boys originally. Fortunately, the oldest one got married and moved out. God, look at the room we have in the bed now.
Oh, I bet. I bet he really enjoys that.
Yeah, so they couldn't believe we lived there. And I was like, we had a great time.
Oh, I bet. Oh, the best memories.
Yeah. Every day, play baseball, had a good time, So were you involved in sports at all?
I did a little bit of everything. My parents did make sure to sign us up for a lot of sports, baseball, soccer. There's ballet. Oh man, there was a lot of different things. And sometimes I just didn't want to. Like I said, I didn't like being told what to do. So, I'd show up to baseball and I was like, you're gonna play. No, I'm not. Like, I'm here, I'm dressed in the baseball outfit. I am not. I don't want that ball's gonna hit me. So I tried for a little bit. Soccer was my jam though. That was fun. That was a fun sport. But no, that's about it. Just those 3 little sports. Little ballet was a sport for me.
So I have to ask, what is Amanda's happy place? Like, is there a craft you do? I mean, do you like needlepoint or something? What is your I am rested right here? I'm relaxed.
Oh, currently? Yeah. Wow, because I've gone through needlepoint and all this cool
Did you?
Yeah, I've done a little bit of everything. Just shutting down everything, shutting down the computer, turning off my phone. I like to sew, just getting my own projects done. Cooking, okay, that's probably it right now. Because I like good food. Cooking, I like good food. I'm going to be grouchy if I don't get something good to eat once a week. Even if I cook it, if it's leftovers, I'll eat it. It's just food. Cooking, I'll hunt for it. I will shop for it. I will prep it. I will cook it. I will properly store it. But it's food because that is a passion of mine. Different
That's cool.
flavors. Yeah, absolutely. And it brings everybody together, And I love to see people eat my food. And you better not let your plate get cold. So it's probably that. Probably cooking. That's my.
We did a fundraiser for 93Q, and so we did spaghetti with fischetti. And I have my grandmother from Italy. I have her recipe for sauce, and so we did it at the Brick, and so they helped me. Angie over there, she's an Italian girl.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Angie makes
Seen
sauce.
her dishes. Yeah.
Angie makes sauce. They call it gravy back east.
Wow.
She makes gravy. So anyway, so we just put one big long table. So we had it family style.
Yeah, it's the best.
And so the people, came for that. And then I had a friend of mine, Ray Benish. Ray is with the Ray Allen Band, but that guy can sing any style. So he learned a bunch of Sinatra and Dean Martin and came in and sang. And he actually, on one of the songs, sang one of the verse in Italian. It was just but it was food. I grew up when we were kids, every Sunday was either spaghetti or lasagna. You were having that, right? And so there is that thing. It's, they call it comfort food, but the whole atmosphere is that way.
So it sounds like.
As I've gotten older, I cook. But, when I was young, I was like, that's why you get married. Somebody's got to do the laundry and cook.
LOL, not.
I was Italian. What do you want, right? I had to learn. I've been married 52 years.
Oh, wow.
By now, I've learned. Okay?
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. I hope so.
But as a young man, it was like, why do you think I married you?
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, was that really a thing? It was like,
Somebody here says that to me.
your whole
You're
opinion.
not going to eat for a while.
Your whole opinion of me just flipped, didn't it?
No. You said it's been 52 years now. You've learned. You're good.
Well, I think that's part of growing up. There's a lot of things that we do when we're younger, and then we go, "Oh, okay, that didn't work."
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I have
all the
worked for 52 years, and she will not respond to that. I don't understand. Why don't you just, when I snap my fingers, go do something?
Oh, I'd love to see someone try that to me. Oh my gosh, they'd probably be emaciated. I'd never cook for them again.
Well, when you're young,
I know
you do something.
Yeah.
You think that it's how my dad ruled the house. I mean, he was atypical Italian man.
Yeah.
He's a tough guy, and so it's like we just kind of that's how you do it, right? And of course, my wife let me know pretty early on. Nah, I don't think that's the right way. Can we try something else?
Oh yeah, no, cooking's wonderful, but. When I have 2 or 3 full-time jobs in cooking, sometimes, if my son's happy and he's already eaten, I'm like, there is nothing. I am cooking. We are good today. We are good right now. You've ate. We're good. And you know what leftovers there is. And I have no problem going to In-N-Out Burger. But it's, I love cooking for our volunteers, too. I love when they're eating my food for SAYlove. And you get to see all these people, and they're just like so good. I'm like, I've had that dish a million times. I'm so glad you like it. I am.
Do you have a favorite food, or like I like Italian food. My wife loves Chinese food.
I love it all. It's sad. Honestly, I like good Mexican food. That's probably one of my favorite.
Yeah.
I can make it and I can doctor it up anyway. I want to go out and eat it and it's good. I love that Italian food. I've been craving spaghetti, but nobody I'm around really likes it, and I'll cook a big old pot and freeze it.
You have to. And I cook mine for 3 days.
Okay, wow.
Oh, yeah. We'll talk recipe.
I'm still trying to find a really good homemade sauce with a really good wine. I like to pair my food with a really good wine too. It's all about a good time. And it's not just sit down and eat. It's like, we're going to talk. We're going to move our plate aside and talk some more.
Kurt's over there getting hungry, Amanda. Yeah. We're killing him over there. He's like, you guys going to stop talking about food? What else can you talk about? So your life is not set in stone. You have certain values. It's obvious that you go, man, I believe this, and I'll stick to my values, right? But you're very open in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
You're not shy. You said you don't like public speaking, but you're not shy.
No.
You are not shy at all.
No, I'm not shy.
And we have a term for you in the military.
What is that?
High speed, low drag.
Oh, what is that, good or bad? I don't know.
That's good. Ain't it, Kurt? That's good. You find somebody high speed, low drag, that means that person will get the job done.
I usually do. Yeah. I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up. That's what I tell everybody. That's why I became independent. There's always work in the land, and I'm going to work, and I'm going to do the best that I can, and I want to eat. I want to eat.
I think that what am I going to be when I grow up? I'm 74, and I have no idea. I'm going to grow up and figure out I probably did what I should have been doing.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, if today's good, if something comes along I wanted to do. Have you ever seen the Grand Canyon?
I have not. I've traveled. I do not have a passport, and that is actually in my to-do list is to do a passport and travel.
You would do good at traveling.
Yeah, I do. Trust me, I want to braid my hair and not even worry about combing it and just go. Yep. I already have a plan, but not right now. I'm busy working.
Yeah, just don't buy a Volkswagen with flowers all over.
No, I won't be doing that. No, I drive a Bronco.
You have a Bronco. I was going to say, you need something country. So the reason I asked that is because there's so much that I remember when I was a kid, one of my history books had a picture of Crater Lake, right? And it has Wizard Islands right in the middle of it. And I thought, it's in Oregon. I thought, man, that's really cool. And it actually, when I was a young guy, I was playing in a band, and me and the drummer took this trip, and I went up and actually got to see it. It's one thing to see a thing in a picture.
Oh, yeah.
It's another thing. And the Grand Canyon for me was that way.
That was
I remember walking up to the rim and just being, this is beyond, this is amazing, right? And I think that's part of the travel bug. I've lived in other countries and traveled, but right here, and people say, have you ever seen the Redwoods? I go, nah, I haven't been there yet. I said, you live in California, get to the Redwoods. I'm like, I've seen a tree.
Yeah, we have some big redwoods here.
Yeah, it's like
they should be here. People, listen.
Oh,
but I know that feeling.
You are a delight. Do you know that? You really are.
Thank you. But that experience of the Grand Canyon, I saw the ocean for the first time, I think when I was 23, 24. Wow. And I just remember we were driving by the highway and I saw the ocean.
Oh, yeah.
It took my breath away. Yeah. It took my breath away, and it was an experience. I came back home, I felt different. So that was a great feeling. And I've had that a few times, with Lake Tahoe, went there not too long ago for the first time. And I like those. I need those. Those are resets. And I will get those in. Well,
I feel like we live in cement, right? We live in everything that's man-made.
Yeah, we do.
I love it when I get where it's not. Yeah, I know they talk about take your shoes off, stand in the soil. Yeah. Oh, I could do that.
Yeah.
I'd be good with that. And it's like, so there's something about when you get out and it's like, it just refreshes you. I love the ocean. I mean,
yeah, it's pretty amazing. Pretty scary, but it's amazing.
Oh, it's vast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Overwhelming.
We were looking, my son and I, we like to research stuff. We were one of the trenches, the deepest trench around. He knows the name. He knows the depth. And I'm like, whoa, so cool.
So you haven't had a chance to travel much yet?
No.
Oh, you need to do that.
It's not that I haven't had the chance. I haven't made the time, and I know I need to. Hustle's on right now. Hustle is on. I'm still trying to rebuild my empire. So I want to work. I do want to travel with my son before he goes to the Marines.
Yeah.
So that's what we're getting our passport. Not just me. We are getting our passport. And I'm letting him decide where we're going to go.
It's very different. I took my son to, we were doing clinics in Costa Rica. And so, but we were clear up on the Nicaraguan border and really poverty, man. I mean, just major poverty. So I took my son, I could tell you the stories, but he came back and he said, Dad, I have more than heart can wish. And I do think that travel gives you a different perspective, and it's like, oh, okay, this is right. And your son is definitely going to get a different perspective going into the Marines. It's a culture.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a culture never goes away. Once a Marine, always a Marine. He will come back with yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, in ways you didn't even know he was capable of.
He's already there. So I couldn't imagine even. I'm like, oh, my boy, my little man.
Well, not every kid can go Marines. No. Right? Not every kid can go Air Force. Not every kid. But I do think every kid should go in one of them. Pick one, It's like, it's just my opinion. So what else about your life do I not know? Because you do the real estate thing, and now you're doing SAYlove. Have you got like a side hustle going somewhere? I mean, you got enough going on now.
I try. Somewhere along the way, I became a little entrepreneur, and I figured this out when I was like, I got to give up my renter's insurance for my business insurance. Is like, because that's how new it was to me, just starting, that's it. I'm just trying to survive, and I'm doing a good job for myself, and that's why I have enough to give back into the community. That's what I'm doing, and I didn't realize I had that to give, and it's amazing. I have the capacity, I have the time, I have the heart, and people are really accepting. They really are, and when we are doing SAYlove, and I like to tell people, I'm really guarded of our volunteers because they're what make our community. They are what makes our community. They really do, because they unite community. So seeing that, not just being part of it, not just, scrambling like little mice, but when we have these big events, I step back. You'll probably see, I'll just step back, and I'm enjoying my volunteers. I'm enjoying what we just worked for. I'm enjoying each and every single person, our conversations, what they saw, what we did, what we're going to do next. It's an amazing group to be a part of. I saw you on a little video, and I just remembered it when you said that. You were on Yuba-Sutter Shines. Okay.
And Russell Hogue was shooting video.
Yes.
And I saw you for SAYlove. And,
Yes.
And Alex. I love Alex Jones. She's just a sweetheart. She was in there talking about blue zones and that. And it was like it was raining, and then he went over and he showed the people that were cooking. One of the groups were cooking
The Kiwanis.
Kiwanis was cooking
Yes.
breakfast.
Thank you, Kiwanis.
And that's the community. That's what I love about it. Jeff Stevens told me that he said, he'd gone out. He was just, people would just throw a refrigerator at his farm. They just, So I think it's amazing because sometimes, Amanda, I think people are afraid to volunteer because what if I don't know how to do that? What if I don't have the skill set? And Jeff Stevens said, well, let's just pick up trash. And people went, I can do that.
Yeah, it started. Yeah.
I can do that. And then as it progresses, I can do something else.
Oh, yeah. It
I
evolves.
can drive a forklift. I can, whatever.
Plant gardens.
Yeah. And so it was a great idea. And in my opinion, my personal opinion, for what it's worth, I think you're going to kill it at that. I do, because you get it already. You get it. But you were working at SAYlove. You would volunteer. Right?
Oh, yeah. I was volunteering for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's different at the volunteer level for me than it is now. Someone told me the best advice, like, don't ever let anybody see you worry. And I'm like, okay. But no, it's always goes so well. So well. So well.
Don't let them know the leader is faltering, right?
We all have our moments, our moments.
No, absolutely. So what is in Amanda's future? Are you just playing it day by day?
No, I'm not playing it day by day, but I don't like to give all my cards out. I'm just kidding. I'll probably go further in real estate. I'll probably go further in the nonprofit world. I want to stay with SAYlove because I'm truly, once you're in it, you're in it. It's an amazing culture now. What it is, and Jeff Stevens created that. I was telling somebody at the beginning, I was actually looking for a sponsorship, and I was being honest. I'm like, I just want to keep what Jeff Stevens started going. Like, that's it. That's what I said at the time. And then, we want to grow it. We want to continue our partnerships because that's really what it takes. Sometimes it takes 13 meetings to talk about those 4 trees and how we're going to take care of them, but we want those trees here. But for my future, just to have something to do every single day. Just keep my mind busy. I don't sit down, really. It's hard for me to calm down. Yeah.
Well, you did relatively good in here.
I did very good in here.
Are you shocked? It's like,
no, honestly, I'm like, I got to check a couple emails. I think I'm going to open up my laptop when I get to the bricks. I'm definitely going to put some coffee in here. Like all this while being here. I'm like, there's like 4 different SAYlove emails that I'm like still waiting to reply on because I'm not sure how I'm going to respond yet. So it doesn't stop. It really doesn't stop in here. And I love that though. That's my jam.
I'm that way. Always got. Like I have a nonprofit that has 3 DBAs under it with the radio station 93Q. It's all this is a nonprofit.
Yeah.
And so I have that. I have Almond Tree, which is a leadership school.
Okay.
Right, and then I have these podcast rooms or Studio 93, and then I have. Tower Television, right?
Oh, wow.
Just within that. And it's like all of them need time to develop. They need to, right?
Yeah.
And they're all nonprofits. And so all the things of, the one thing I don't know how to do that I probably should have learned a long time ago is grant writing. Because I just found out, there's all kinds of grants available. And it's like, well,
lots of research.
Now you tell me I've been in this, we're 10 years old here.
Yes.
Right? But I've been in nonprofits for a long time, but I've owned my own businesses as well. And I have to have stuff to do. I can't, my wife tells me, I can always tell when you go to sleep. And I say, how can you? She said, your foot stops moving.
Wow.
She said, you are moving all the time. And I'm like, I don't think about it, right? I was in here one day and Kurt was in there and I was tapping my foot and he said, hey, stop.
Yes. To keep it going though, sometimes I tell people that I'm like, there's going to be a crash. It's coming. I'm going to close all the blinds. I'm turning on Netflix. I'm going to get food delivered, tell my son to go pick it up. And I'm going to watch movies for a couple of days. That's how it's going to go.
You're going to do it nonstop. Do you watch Hallmark and those kind of movies?
Not anymore. Those are too like tearful. I just have my Amazon Prime and my Netflix, and every day I like to turn on the news. Like, how's Trump doing today? So I do watch my news, fake news, real news. I do watch news. I do.
Yeah, I do too. I want to know what's going on in the world, but I tell people I want what we've got here to go out, not what's out there to come in.
No, it can be kind of scary.
Because I feel like what we have here is very balanced, right? And community means more than, I don't want to be codependent and I don't want to be independent. I want to be interdependent. I want to recognize the value that other people have and work with them. And I think that would define our community in many ways. We're interdependent.
I agree.
That's healthy.
I like that. That's why I'm all.
Feel
about
free to
people
take
having their
that. You
views.
can have that one.
I like that. I'll take that. I'll archive that now because I believe in everybody having their own opinion, and you do you. I like my opinion. I like you having your own opinion. Just keep it like that. And the community really respects that about one another. We all have our opinions, but when we need to unite, we do. We do.
Yeah. So I got the notice. I only got a few seconds. So I do want to. You mentioned that you were looking for sponsors.
Yes.
Right. So tell me how that works for. So if anybody, because people will watch these, they watch them. So how does that work? How can somebody be a sponsor for SAYlove?
For SAYlove, so what we look for is we look for monthly sponsors to sponsor our event because we're now up to anywhere from 100 to 200 volunteers. We have a base sponsorship package where it starts from anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 in addition to lunch or lunch. I really care about feeding our volunteers because they're coming out. And what that does is it feeds our volunteers. It pays for the equipment for the day, the supplies, whatever is needed. We're actually looking for a sponsor for next year's Shines event, which we'll be doing. It's volunteer month, the month of April. So we're going to be looking for a sponsor. That was a huge event. I mean, I want to do double what we did this year. So you would just contact SAYlove, contact me, and if anybody is willing to help, if they have a knowledge or a skill that they want to help with, bring that to us. Not just money, not just food. Food's always wanted, though. I love it. I love to see people.
You really light up with the food.
I
thing,
do,
Amanda.
because that's when we get to talk to one another. The same with the volunteers. But yeah, contact SAYlove. Whatever you want to see happen in the community, let's try to make a project. Let's make it happen. But again, we are community and grant funded, so we do rely on every penny, every dollar that comes in, and it's well spent. It's put right back into the community, 100%.
So there is a gift that you get, and you only get it if you come in the tank.
Oh, really? Oh, how cool!
You don't get one of these any other way.
Yes, I need to start a mug collection.
Braving the tank, and you did well.
I didn't know if it was going to be a Shark Tank or what.
What is this? Well, I never know with this guy. He puts stuff on there because he knows I'm like ADD, right? And it'll be like a fish go by. Every holiday he's got something. And so Kelly's always going, don't look, because I'll go. It's like,
if you're like me, we don't shut off our peripheral vision at all.
No,
it's on full time.
Like, sometimes you wish you could. She said she get those horse blinders, right? It's like, Amanda, thank you for coming on.
Yes, man. Thank you for having me.
Well, yeah, I knew I would enjoy this.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember why. I knew I was trying to sort that through, right? But I do hope that you get a lot of support. For SAYlove, it's been well supported, and that it keeps going because it's such a way to bond the community, and for volunteers that are concerned about that do I have the skill set, they don't have to worry about it.
Every last Saturday of the month.
Everything you can do.
Every last Saturday of the month. Yuba City, Marysville, Olivehurst, and we'll soon be in the Yuba County foothills. Join us.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll drive up there too. We'll be everywhere.
Well, this has been great. Am I in the right camera? Okay, this has been great. Kurt's got to direct me. This has been great talking with Amanda Husted.
Yes.
Gosh.
Yes.
Kelly would have been elbowing me, right? And she is now currently the person responsible. That's a scary word, but for everything that is SAYlove. And if you got a house to sell or want to buy one, Amanda's your girl. But I just appreciate her coming on. And like I always say, like, share, and subscribe so that you can share this with other people, and they'll watch this. And then hopefully, if you're watching, you're thinking, how can I volunteer? And here is an easy, breezy way to do it. This is Fish. We'll have Kelly back next week, I am hoping, unless she decides to go travel to some other country. Who knows, all right? Anyway, we'll talk to you next week.